Good morning. How the devil are you doing this fine day? Me, I am a man who can now see the finish line. 10 more shows, this one included, and I get to take a break at long last. But for now, at least, there is no rest for the wicked. So let's roll that intro and get this show on the road. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. It's Monday, the 13th of December, and as that remarkably persistent guy just said, welcome to the Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony. In today's show, a construction equipment company was literally in the eye of a storm during last week's Kentucky tornadoes. We've got an exclusive and a real interview with the team behind the National Emergency Services Support Task Force, that's NEST for short. A Canadian bridge is dismantled, and we have got some stunning footage to show you, and for the love of Manitou. And if you care to stick around just a little bit longer, you can also see some epic scraper action as well. We'll get to all of that in just a second, but first, let's see who among the rich and the shameless is celebrating a birthday on this day of days.
Happy birthday!
And it's many happy returns to former light heavyweight boxing champion of the world, Archie Moore, to the man with the worst Cockney accent in all of human history, Dick Van Dyke, and to Oscar-winning actor Christopher Plummer, to actress Paula Wilcox, and to the leader of the Tooting Popular Front himself, Wolfie Smith, aka actor Robert Lindsay, to former West Ham manager Glenn Roeder, and to Time frontman Morris Day, and also to actor Jamie Foxx. Many happy returns to them, one and all. Sadly, we must also say goodbye to one of our own. Mick Bryan, father of JBV Demolition's Mark Bryan, passed away peacefully on Friday at the ripe old age of 90. I never got to meet him personally, so I never got to ask him why everyone called him Mick when his name was actually John, but Mark spoke of him often and with huge affection. Not just in the usual father-son way, but like his father had imparted all the wisdom and the values that guide Mark to this day. Our thoughts are very much with Mark and his family right now. As Mark himself has said, the demolition community and the world is poorer for the passing of Mick Bryan. We've all seen the footage of the aftermath of the tornadoes that wreaked havoc in the US last week, and particularly in the state of Kentucky. Sat here in the UK, several thousand miles away, it's easy to feel somehow disconnected from this enormous natural disaster. But the construction equipment industry is a global community, and one of our own has been greatly impacted by this disaster. A company called Hudson Incorporated is the local John Deere dealer, should I say, and its depot in Mayfield is literally next door to the candle factory that collapsed with dozens of workers still inside. In fact, members of the Hudson team showed up in the middle of the night and used any equipment that could be salvaged from the wreckage to assist with the rescue effort. Thankfully, all the Hudson team are healthy and accounted for. The company's owners have already donated $1 million to support the Mayfield team and the local community as well. The team at John Deere are also supporting the company to ensure that its needs are being met in the midst of this unprecedented natural disaster. As I said from the very outset, the construction equipment world really is a global community, and our thoughts are very much with the team at Hudson and the people of Mayfield at this time.
The Miller GT series heralds a new era of unrivaled power and cutting-edge intelligent coupler technology, increasing job site safety, machine versatility, and productivity. It's the added versatility that you need at the value you can afford. To find out more, visit millergroundbreaking.com.
Now, speaking of disasters and emergency response, if you're one of our patrons, feel free to take a short break now, as you've probably seen this already. Everyone else, here's a clip from a new video with the team behind the National Emergency Services Support Task Force, or NEST for short. This, I'm just about to introduce, is Paul Ford. It struck me that there are certain similarities between NEST and the National Federation of Demolition Contractors. Do you see Nest as a more focused and maybe more altruistic competitor to the NFDC?
Mark, it's a very fair question, of course. I think what I just spoke about in terms of sharing information is perhaps a little bit in competition with the NFDC, but that's not ultimately what I want to do at all. Nest is a very unique provision, and it's a very unique skill set that sits in a very small part of our very broad industry. The NFDC, the IDE are two very valuable parts to our industry as well. But it does seem to me that utopia would be to have one voice in our industry that represents everything, and these parts, individuals, corporates, and specialisms should sit underneath that one voice, and that one voice, might turn out to need some changes in the future. I don't know. As I mentioned a moment ago, the industry is going to get challenged, and we as a collective need to think about how we present ourselves going forward. And I suspect we might need to make some changes. But Nest is not a competition. It is not in competition with the NFDC or IDE. It wants to take the best of everything that they've got to make Nest a success. They've got to coexist. They've got to share experiences across them willingly, to benefit everybody in our industry. It's a cultural, maybe a bit of a cultural change to broaden the access to that. And listen, I'm not right. I could well be wrong on all of this, but looking at Nest, the short answer to your question is absolutely not. But I do hope that the industry, the NFDC and the IDE really get behind Nest, and we all go forward together as something much better and much stronger. So we're going to be very, very proud of.
The full-length video of that was actually made available to our patrons at the end of last week, but it's just become public over on demolitionnews.com, so go take a look. Although this is very much a UK initiative, the disaster in Kentucky serves as a timely reminder, I think, of the emergency response role of the demolition industry. So I do urge you to go and take a look at the video. And if you are a demolition engineer, I would urge you even more so to consider becoming a Nest member. I don't know whether it's through nostalgia or novelty, but one of the most popular types of equipment here on this show are scrapers. And oh boy, if you like scrapers, then do we have a treat for you. So fasten your seatbelts and let me whisk you off to Wyoming to see some KTEC scrapers in action. And I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that the sound works on this one. I so wish we had sites like that in the UK.
Axoft and Svantec are your high-end partners for noise, vibration, dust and air quality systems, sensors and software. To find out more, visit axoft.co.uk or call 01234 639 550.
The French are known the world over as great romantics, so if anyone's going to produce a video depicting one man's love for his machine, chances are it was always going to be a French company. In fact, let's face it, it was always going to be Manitou.
Hey! Good morning, Antoine. Nice to meet you. My telehandler. I've had it for 2 years now. And I was one of the lucky ones to get it. It's amazing. To be honest, I've always considered myself a tractor guy, you know? But as soon as I laid eyes on this beauty, on this telehandler, it clicked. It just clicked. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the neighbors are livid. Every morning I have to clean it. Can you imagine with this bucket how much I can move? I can load? Told you. Speaks for itself. You can grab that chair, put it right here, just sit back and... Can you see this? I made a squatch one day. Gives it character, you know. Just like a shark. See the shape of the step? Oh. Better than in my sofa. You want to try it? Yes. Okay, but I'm not selling it. All right? No. It's mine. Got it? It's mine.
Shame indeed.
Sorry to interrupt the guy with the funny glasses, but if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it helps our channel. Or, better still, share this video with a friend or a colleague. Thank you. Right, back to Beardy.
Right, that pretty much wraps up today's show. I will roll the outro in just a second before leaping gazelle-like over into the chat to see what you're all saying today. If you can't stick around, no problem, but I will be back here on the morrow, usual time, usual place for more of this old stuff and nonsense, and quite possibly with a different Christmas jumper as well. But until then, stay safe, look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues, and I'll see you very, very soon. Thanks for watching.